Who of you want to do things right? To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you want to truly succeed in attaining all in that which is your need? To be heard by the real answerer of all deeds, the true hero of all whom pleads. Who of you really want to bow down to the true King of Kings commanding the crown? To worship the one that ever rules alone, commanding everything of creation from the seat of its throne.
We'll continue our conversation for this week with the New Jersey audience.
Yeah, right. Now, back to what I'm saying. To be a true believer, you can't, see, none of us could ever be the true believer. We need its being, its essence to manifest through us. And in that, we become of the true believer. No matter how much I say I believe, no matter how much I want to be so near to Ahezaah, I myself can't do anything. It has to do everything. So it is the only thing that's true about me. If it has to do it for me, then I'm false. I'm not the true, I'm the false. But I thank it for blessing me to be of the true, to recognize my mind as being of it, in its truth. And in its truth, I must admit my frailty, my evil, my devil, my inappropriateness, and everything. That the perfection in me is it. The perfection that's manifested through me is it. That I can take no claims from my being. That it is the true, the real, the only, the all one. Taught me something. You know, I like to mess with words. Every now and then I come up with a word for you all. This week, while I was taking a shower, I thought about some people, you know, and someone had came to me and said, yeah, you think you got talents. I heard that you said you had talents. And I said, talents? Where that word comes from, Father? And it says, well, everyone has talents, but think about this here. The all-in. The all-in. You understand that? It's talents. The all-in.
You have to come back with me now. The all-in.
She called it the all-in. See, Ahezaah, the Creator, lends itself to all its creatures. It is the all of all things. And it said talents, the all-in. But man is shortened it up to talent. The all-in. Huh? Yeah. Well, they give it to me a little bit at a time. I give it to you a little bit at a time. But that's where we at. And when it says for us in the Holy Quran, who will give me alone? Who will give Allah alone? And people run around and say, well, I loan something to Allah. What you give is a loan to Allah. You know, like they possess what they give. When what is lent, the loan is already given. Or who will give that loan back? Ahezaah calls us to give back ourselves. All of ourselves to it. Our talents, the all lent, belongs to it. That which lends. And it asks us, who will give it back? And we be like, shoot, man, I don't want to give up all what I own to Allah. One for me, one for you. 2 for me, and 1 for you. 3 for me, and 1 for you. Huh? Because the disbelievers, the non-believers will never give Ahezaah even 50-50 of themselves.
So that goes to the initial when you're saying like doing everything is in the remembrance, is in the worship.
Well, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, your whole life. Your religion is your whole life. It's your whole thing to give and to sacrifice. It's the worship. To serve our worship our Jesus. We're here.
What does worship mean?
Have something have worth to show worth. So something's worth.
I gave that one to you some time ago. You remember what worship was from, Idris? See, people take words and they flam them around, man. But the truth of the religion is hidden in the English language. We're in jihad, the holy war. Worship is what? The warship. Warship. What's worship? Warship. And when we in our warship, we're fighting for the cause of Allah. We're fighting for the cause of hell, yes.
What did you say was hidden in the English language?
The truth of the religion. If that's why I call people to the dictionary so much, you go to an extensive dictionary and you will find so many words that the jinn has left for themselves and their children hidden from other people. And if you are truly sincere with your seeking Allah and studies, that dictionary Allah will open that dictionary up to you and show you how they hide the truth. Just like it break down these words for me, right out of the English dictionary. You know?
We were, Lord, earlier in your dialogue, you were talking about the real of you, the real of Ahezaah having sent you as the messenger, and that those, and you yourself and any messenger, past times and those coming, the people that don't believe. But in your saying it, you said Ahezaah can does what it wills, when it wants, you know, Ahezaah.
Of course.
And the reality of Ahezaah, Allah, the Lord of all worlds, has to be recognized by all conscious people.
Mm-hmm.
They have to recognize it. So the question is whether they believe in this messenger or any messenger or whatever, they got to know that Ahezaah is real, do what it wants, will be above anything that it presents itself. So the people got to be prepared. But they have to keep themselves prepared.
You know, that all sounds sweet and nice, but that's all wrong.
Right. One thing with this dialogue that you have is that you said something very important. I hope that people didn't miss what you were saying. See, Ahezaah, don't, like people say, you may not have heard Ahezaah name as Ahezaah, but you cannot ignore the fact that Ahezaah do not relate to us as individuals. Just like you said, the truth of religion is hidden in the English, in the dictionary. Ahezaah truth is right here in front of us, but if we don't seek it, we don't find it. And if we don't seek it, we will never come to understand that Ahezaah is the true doer of all things. And that Ahezaah is in control. We won't get to that point because you first have to seek Ahezaah. You have to seek Ahezaah, you have
With
to try
sincerity.
Ahezaah, with sincerity, in order for the pathway to be opened up for your understanding. Because everybody's understanding is different as well. That's it.
Well, that's what I want to get back to is, you know, from she talking about understanding. He made a statement and I said it sounds sweet, but it's all wrong. No, everybody don't recognize. Let's look at what the word recognize means. Read what? It's another form of rejoining. Cognition is being of the mind. To recognize to rejoin with the mind of the eternal, infinite being is recognition. So everybody don't recognize. Because you have some people that live a life of illusions. Their recognition, their recognizing is to illusions. They're more geared to illusions. They can't get past the illusions. You feel where I'm coming from? That's why no matter how much I speak and no matter how clear I've made it over the past 30 years, I still got people who have heard me that still want to rally up people behind them to come and undo me. Because they live in the world of illusions, and the illusions is real to them. And they truly believe that their illusions, their mind, is the reality. Like I told you a long time ago, I had a brother who said, I don't believe in God. God is my mind. God is good without the other O. I am God. And he's a licensed and degreed evangelist that speaks to religious people and calls them to Christ. Now you tell me, what's wrong with that picture?
Oh, wait a minute, you said call them the...
Well, supposedly call him to Christ. He used the words that he called him to Christ. I mean, we know that none of them is being called to Christ because they're being called to Jesus. And none of them being called to Jesus because they don't know Jesus. Jesus is alive and well in heaven. And he is Lord. He was the Lord when he was here. He's not a Lord now. He's more angelic than he is a Lord now. But the same applied to Muhammad and Moses and Israel. You know, and many others. You know, they were no different. You know, when we pass on, our lives is going to take a transformation. We're not going to be able to make the same claims for ourselves when we pass on as we do now. Just 40 years ago, I couldn't make the claims that I make now. But 20 years ago, I could make them. You feel me? So when I pass on, how can I claim to be the messenger of the day? Now they want to keep Jesus alive in this world. Although they have destroyed his words. They want to keep Muhammad alive in this world. Although they have destroyed his words. Their practice is the same as the practice of the jinn of this world, who will not champion a true messenger or servant of Allah until after they pass on. When they are no more threat to their power. Then they'll say, oh, that was a good man. And what he meant was this, then they start fashioning what he meant or she meant or said. You understand? That's the practice of the devil. You know, people want to act like they knew Muhammad and they knew Jesus and stuff. Yeah, I know Jesus. Jesus is Lord. I love you. Get out of here. You don't know him. You didn't know him. You don't know him now. Because if you knew him, you wouldn't be saying the things you say. You know? But the fact of the matter is, Ahezaah is to be known. In all places, at all times. It's not absent from anywhere. But is it for everybody to know it? No. Only those that it enlightenment makes aware. You can't come unto an awareness of it without it doing that to you. People holler about come to Christ like they in Christ. You know, and they don't know how to get to Christ. And if they knew how to get to Christ, and if they had been to Christ, then they wouldn't be talking so loud. They'd be respectful and fearful because they know what the Christ truly is.
Well, I just want to loudly talking false words. The false words.
The fake, man. Yeah. This world is full of fakes. Yeah. You know?
They've attached themselves to that they accepted as they then got induced into thinking that's their reality, hypnotized into thinking that's reality, some of it. That's why they would come against a true word or something like, when a word comes in and breaks down what it is that they would once believe,
Do you ever hate yourself?
All the time.
All the time.
Oftentimes.
Oftentimes. He was about to lie. Hate yourself all the time. He changed that quick because he know I'm on him. A year ago, 2 years ago, I'd have asked him that. He said, never. I love myself. Well, I got to, envision things, and I came to enlightenment off the fact of the matter that I hated myself. How can I love myself and all my faults and love the Lord in all His perfection? The law says you can't serve, as they say, the Lord in mammon. You can't serve two. You got to serve one. If you're going to serve the Lord Most High right, then you got to turn against your own self. Now, how many people actually turn against their own self? You have to turn against your own self. Jesus says you have to die and be reborn again. He could have easily said you have to assassinate yourself to be reborn again. The Buddhists, he said, if you meet the Buddha on the path, because people used to try to say they was enlightened, he said, if you meet the Buddhists on the path, kill it. But why they talk about death so much is because you can't go to Allah, the throne of Allah, claiming Godship. If you go there claiming yourself, that's a God. That's a Godship. You got to go there with emptiness because it don't appreciate you coming with another Lord to stand before it as though you can challenge it. Truly. It don't appreciate that at all. Now, one of the things that startled me when I first came into connection with Allah is how human it was. How human it is. And at the same time, how impossible it is in being so far removed from being a human. It is all things at all times, and all things is contained in it at all times. But what made it human? Me? It made itself human for me so I could relate to it. Huh? Because if it would have made itself any other thing, I wouldn't have been able, if it had made itself even look like something to me, I'd have freaked out. Especially an insect. I've been gone, I wouldn't want to have nothing to do with it. Too scared. But the thing about it is that it just surprised me. And from the first year, mainly the first few months, different things it was doing. And like I recall, I was cooking. And as I was cooking, my mind got caught up, and I'm like, okay, what I'm going to do? And he said, well, you do this, and you do that, grab that. And it had everything that I needed in my kitchen. And open the counter. And I felt it, just take my hand, open the counter, and put that in there. And I'm like, I ain't even measuring. I'm steadily going.
Don't measure.
When the food was prepared and I ate it, the first thing I said is, you could cook. You know how stupid that sounds? You could cook. I'm talking to the Lord of all the worlds. You could cook. It says I'm the greatest cook that is. I'm the one who teaches all to cook. And I said, oh, Father, forgive me. How stupid. You see? So it brought itself down and raised me up to a level, to a position, to a circle of our own, where it became intimately involved with me, lovingly and caringly and, you know, fatherly and motherly involved with me. It became my beloved, and it speaks to me with care. And I go and speak to other people, and they say, get out of here, nigga, talking to who? To what? But see, it doesn't matter, because this is my world. This is my gift. I can't give it to you and share it with you anyway. I can only tell you about it in hopes that you may go and search for yourself, and it may give to you blessings like what it is given to me. And when you receive them, I'm not going to share that with you. That's going to be yours. You see? But we may be able to work together to help others to come into this same realm of peace. So, for all those who want me to shut up and stop before you find a way to get to this realm of peace, those are the devils, the doers of evil, the enemies of Allah. Those are the ill ones, sick-minded people. They want to take control of you. They want all the messages of Allah to be finished. And they want all the books of Allah to be ended.
I said, or mistranslated.
That's ended. Any way they can end it, they want it to be ended. So people won't become free. Free of them, you know, free of their shenanigans, to live in the light of the Lord. You know? And then they have taken theory, and they made it real, right? When theory was always real, but the weak believers have allowed them to bend it, crush it, and then represent it as an unreal thing that's real, that can be found out that in the way they present it, it's unreal. Now, what am I talking about? Theory is the R. The R, or what is the R? The. The of the light, of the ray, of the re, of the ray, the fear of rain. And they know that's where the Ori comes from. The speaker, the eternal being that speaks. The Ori. Try your history. What Allah is doing today through me is just bringing back what people have tried to smash out in the language. You don't want to believe I'm the messenger of Allah? So be it. Believe what you want to believe about me. Check out the work, and it will prove true to you. You will become more intelligent by it. You know? So they can't undo Allah. I don't care what it calls itself.
Yes.
They can't undo it. In our language, Allah means the. El means the Ah. Al, the Ah. Right? Some people say la, the no. The no thing. The no thing created. See, these are the things that Allah has taught me in English. I ain't going to no class to learn these. They ain't got no class on this. Nowhere. But you see how clear it is? So what is the definite article, or the most essential thing of everything, of anything? The comes before everything. Huh? And it calls itself in the Hebrew language El, the, El. Arabic language Al, the, Al. The. Now, in order for us to understand that in Islam or the religion of Judaism, they have to explain. And then they got to go further in that explanation. Then they got to start telling the truth. To start telling on themselves and start freeing people up. So they make over here, you got people saying Allah and God like it's the same. We know Allah and God don't mean the same. Huh? Allah, God. You got people now, so-called Muslims. They one tongue they say, well Allah, this next tongue God. Allah, God. Allah, God. Well, make up your mind. How would you feel if I walked up to you and said, hey, assalamu, hello. Wa alaikum, goodbye. It don't sound right, but that's the way they are. In one side of their tongue, like the Native Americans say, Caucasian people forked tongue like a snake. They saying one thing out of one side and saying both sides of their brain just are gone. I believe in Allah, but I don't really believe. I love Allah. How can I love Allah and I don't know Allah? You know, they brain constantly working and then that confusion come out. But the enemies of El have taught man the great achievement is to be intelligent. And then they turn the word intelligent, which is a collection of information, into knowledge. Knowledge, which is experience, into understanding. Understanding, which means that the Lord has given you something to stand under, into arriving. I mean, they take all these words and they give them new meanings, different meanings, which are false meanings, to keep you running in circles. So what if you're intelligent? Do you understand what you got? And if you're intelligent, and I mean very intelligent, meaning to have a lot of collection of information that you don't understand, then what kind of donkey are you? Why would you carry books on your back that you can't read? But they have tricked the Muslims, many Muslims, into believing that they can collect all this information and they're going to become shag. Shag, how you shag? When they started that stuff in Newark, I thought they knew me. Everybody calling me shag, I thought they knew me for real. Found out they calling everybody shag. You know? I'm like, what's going on? Everybody's shake now. Shake is like brother. What's up, brother? Huh? And they got everybody fooled to think that if you come into information, then you have knowledge, true knowledge. If it's a spoken word that comes from the holy book, you have true knowledge. I can read the whole Bible to you, the whole Holy Quran to you, all the Upanishads, and all the Sanskrit, all the Vedas, everything, and give you nothing in my reading. If the originator and the power, the truth of that don't give to you, don't manifest itself into your being, you got nothing but words, sounds. Sounds that form words that you might matriculate as understanding in some form of being or whatever. I just used the word I don't even know. Was it right? Was it right? Cause see, I don't have an education, people, so I might say something.
Where you talking about matriculation?
Yeah.
Yes, I believe it was right.
See, he's the informed one, the intelligent one. You
Whether it
know,
was correct.
I'm the bird. I ain't got no books on my back.
I believe I understood whether it was correct or not. Yes, but you got some context. But we got a little bit of time to go on that. It has been wonderful. And for all you students, know that I'm a student right up here with them.
Oh, you ain't got to tell them that.
Right?
He trying to punk out,
I'm just trying to kill the 30 seconds left on the show pretty much, you know, the best way. Contact us at A.H.A.D Incorporated, P.O. Box 8795, Newark, New Jersey, 07103, or at Third House at yahoo.com.
To keep up with keeping your lives tight as in being right with the truth of true insight.
Yes, you want to do